Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio. I am Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. The Guyana Oil Company Limited, or Gaioil, and its wholly owned subsidiary Gaioil Aviation Services Inc. hosted their annual general meeting on Tuesday today with disclosures that the recorded profits of the former has increased by $1 billion. The AGM was held in the parking lot of Gaioil Green Office and Store Complex at Providence with full compliance to all necessary COVID-19 guidelines that state-owned company announced. In other news, Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vindhya Prasad, says her ministry has embarked on a $4.5 million groundbreaking initiative with the United Nations and the European Union to tackle violence against women and girls. In her address during the ongoing budget debates, the minister said it is one of several innovative new programs the ministry will be undertaking to better serve the most vulnerable people in the society. The minister also lauded the steps taken to provide support to frontline workers as the nation grapples with the COVID-19 pandemic. And moving on, the government of Guyana has enhanced its plans of engaging and involving the diaspora to support its national development priorities. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, it has reintegrated diaspora and re-migration matters into the ministry. Recently, President Irfan Ali reiterated the government's commitment towards leveraging the skills and investment potential of the diaspora. In other news, GRA has issued a reminder to accountants, tax preparers, and other stakeholders that the extended due date for the submission of income tax, property tax, corporation tax, and capital gains tax returns for the year of assessment 2020 is Wednesday, September 30th, 2020. It should be noted that the estimated remaining tax due on the said returns should have been paid on or before April 30th, 2020. It went on to say that hence every effort should be made by taxpayers and should be to effect payment immediately or at the time of filing so as to minimize any penalties and interest applicable for the non-payment or short payment of the remaining taxes due for the year of assessment 2020. And moving on, years of anger over the ongoing $150 million expansion at the Chedijagan International Airport culminated yesterday with an angry President Irfan Ali making it clear that Guyana will not be accepting the project as is. The president also vowed an investigation will be coming and that it is unacceptable that a fixed price project could be so drastically reduced in scope. The highly charged statements would have been made in the presence of Chinese Ambassador Sui Jin-chun and come days after a high-profile visit of the U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who urged Guyana to use U.S. companies more. Let's tell you now that as a result of the economic pains unleashed on oil and gas multinationals and service companies during the COVID-19 pandemic, it is expected that some would take years to recover from the losses sustained. But this is certainly not the case for Hess Corporation, which holds a 30% stake in the Stabroek Block. According to the company's CEO, John Hess, its interest in blocks offshore Guyana will pave the way for it to see a 10% growth rate by 2023. Hess said that at the end of the day, it is the low-cost producer who wins, while adding that the best rocks with the best returns will ensure some companies are well-positioned for success after the pandemic. While the Stabroek Block Consortium, which includes ExxonMobil and the operator, and CNOOC Nexen have already chalked up 18 massive discoveries. Despite the challenges presented by the COVID-19 pandemic, pupils who sat at the National Grade 6 assessment written on July 1st and 2nd, 2020 have done exceedingly well. This is according to Chief Education Officer Dr. Marcel Hudson. In fact, Dr. Hudson said that this year's top NGSA performers Samuel Barcoy of North Georgetown Primary and Rovin Lal of Stella Maris Primary each secured 525 marks, 3 marks short of the highest attainable score of 528. Alexander Singh, a pupil of the Marin Academy, came in third position with 524 marks, while 2 candidates, Liana Darampal of Monrepo Primary and Brandon Ramdin of Westfield Prep, who gained 523 marks, shared the fourth position. In other news, details are now emerging of what seems to be a racket involving the purchase of asphalt at a state-run entity. According to well-placed sources, contractors working on government projects were up to recently mandated to take their asphalt from the Garden of Eden plant. We were told by a number of persons that contractors would get asphalt at huge discounts under a scam that stretched all the way to the Ministry of Public Works. It was explained that contractors would come in a few days later and pay about half price for the asphalt. The asphalt plant is being operated by the Demerara Harbour Bridge Corporation. It would mean that the state would have lost tens of millions of dollars in revenues. In fact, operators of privately run asphalt plants have been complaining of little or no business. And that brings us to the end of this evening's newscast. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
Kaieteur Radio